Well, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at the Cottonwood by Golden West. This house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath standard, 1,600 square feet. From the formal perspective, this house looks pretty similar to the other ones we have here on the lot. But as we dive into inside, I'll be able to show you each room, kind of the hidden gem and the hidden value that this house actually really has. We're going to start kind of looking out the outside and everything like that. And then once we're going to get into the inside, the components, and really kind of unveil all of the value that has in this house. And then we're going to start comparing it to a couple other homes that we have here on our lot, so you kind of get a better idea of what all this house actually brings to the table. So as we look on the outside, you're going to notice right away some really big windows. This is a 36 by 80 inch window. It's the biggest window that we can get. As you kind of look down, it's all how we set this one up. We set it up with the standard siding for most of the house. It's the LP Smart panel board. But once you kind of get to the center of the house where the action is, I would say this is a little bit more exciting. This is a shake siding that you can do. Now there's tons of options as far as what you want to do to the outside. We can add stone columns, we can do lap siding. This is just another kind of nice piece of accent right here. These are the traditional Craftsman columns right here. But as you kind of keep coming, you'll notice every single side of this house is going to have a lot of windows. So you're going to be seeing a lot of natural light going there. Of course, we can always customize it, add more if you want, but this is how we just set it up for our lot model right here. So as far as colors go, with this house and with nearly every Golden house too, you can get 3 different color options. You can get a base, kind of like a body color to it, and then you can do an accent color and then a trim color. So as you see here, we picked the onyx black. This is the trim, and it's also accented on those columns as well. This is where your accent color would be coming in right here. So this shake siding, we kind of chose like a whitish gray for it. There's some fancy terms, but I don't know my colors as well as I should. But we have probably close to 20 different options you can do. Now, let's say you decided not to go with the shake siding and you want to do something completely different and you want to do a lap siding around the house. You can choose that lap siding to be a different color, or you can choose the body to be a different color. It's kind of up to you as far as it goes. So you're gonna have lantern lights outside the front. You can choose, there's a couple different options. Notice that we had painted the door. This is just another option that Golden West actually allows us to do. You can choose 4 different colors to paint your door, or you can just change the door altogether. You can go with a 9-light door there. You could do a half decor glass. You could do a 3-light panel door there. We just kind of stuck with the classic Craftsman storm grade window out there. But notice we kind of compromised and we wanted even more light to come in with these 3 big windows, but then we added a small transom window up there. And that's something you can do to just about every window. Best part about it, it's not that expensive to add. So if you're really after the natural kind of light look, going with Golden West is really, really easy to add those things. We have 16-inch eaves up there that can go all the way around the house. As we keep moving down too, it's just really, really nice to be able to look at the home. A lot of people will say, well, I don't want it to look manufactured. I don't want it to look like a trailer home. That's the thing with Golden West, is there's so many exterior upgrades that you can do to really break up the look. I mean, we can add gables here, we can add flush gables, additional dormers, eyebrow dormers to really kind of break up that aesthetic look of a manufactured home. As you come back out here, this is one of the ends of the house here. You're gonna notice this door right here. This is probably one of my favorite doors because it leads to a really good sized utility room. It's easy to make it garageable, so you can add your garage on top of it, or even a carport. So then that way, you come in, you go right into the mudroom. You can take your muddy boots off, you can kind of get ready, and then you walk down the hallway into the living room and kitchen. This is a 9-light door option right here. And notice again, we added another transom above there. And so with that transom, with that 9-light door, you're gonna have a lot of natural light, but you can also kind of see what's going on too. You can always poke your head out. You don't have to run outside to figure out what's happening on. And then notice right here too, we have another external GFI. These things, I always say it's worth the money, just because having an electrician come out and put one of those in, it's gonna be a lot more cost effective if you just do it while the house is being built. So you can add as many as you'd like, as well as hose bibs too. And now Golden West even does these hot water hose bibs. So if you wanted to wash your car with like hot water and kind of get the grease off, it's a great option too. And it's not expensive. So that's probably my favorite part, because I'm a penny pincher. And so there's those couple upgrades that I think are really worth it. And then other ones where I'm like, well, if you want to go for it, go for it. But as long as you have the options, that's the nice thing with Golden West. They really allow you to kind of pick and choose for your house. And then another transom window. You can add transom windows in your closet, above your shower. You can even add solar tubes inside the house to really show some more natural light. So as I was saying right here is those 36 by 80 inch windows. Now this fits right onto your dining room side of the house. Now you can do an option for a sliding glass door. You can even do a double French door, or you can just do a single French door. But bear with me, imagine, you know, it's summertime, you guys put a deck on here, and you wanted to maybe do like a covered awning or covered porch. We can put a gable here so that way it's easy enough for you guys to slide one on there, so you're not having to fight or do extra construction after you paid for the house. And then imagine having an 8-foot sliding glass door there. Something not only natural light, but easy access out. And it's just a little bit more friendly as far as the flow of the house goes. You don't have to walk all the way to an end to get out. If you wanted to go see who broke their leg out there during the kid's birthday party, you can leave right out there out of that sliding glass door window. But the options are up to you. That's the nice thing with Golden West. This W10 window right here is absolutely fantastic. So it's one of the biggest kind of kitchen windows you can get, and it really offers kind of a panoramic view of outside. Traditionally, it's going to be a little bit smaller, but this is one of those upgrades that I think is worth it every single time. If you're ever going to be doing the dishes there, or really you just want to spy on your nosy neighbors, this window is the absolute go-to right there. So one thing I really do enjoy about Golden West is their standard features are just fantastic. So one of them is going to be this LP Smart Panel board. Notice how, since it is vertical, you're not going to have a whole lot of moisture kind of issues moving forward. You're not going to have it wick up the side or anything like this. So this is just a standard. Again, you can choose to do hardy board siding, lap siding. You can even add some shake siding in there if you prefer. It's really up to you, but the standard feature of the LP Smart Panel board is one that really has a lot of its own value inside. This sign, it shows the floor plan, you know, all of the good stuff here, 3-bed, 2-bath. Now this floor plan is the standard floor plan. The one thing that we've done different to our lot model is we've stretched it by 4 feet. So we were actually able to add in a walk-in pantry right there. Now you definitely don't have to do that by any means. You can even stretch it further if you'd like. We just love our walk-in pantries because we're a bunch of foodies here at the Homeboys. So we wanted to make sure that there was enough room for that. So now that we've kind of looked at the exterior, we're gonna hop inside and we're gonna kind of discuss all of those hidden gems I was talking to you about. So we're really gonna be able to kind of go over what each room brings to you, what are my favorite things of this house, and what some things that you think might actually be good for your family in this one too. So it's a standard here on the Homeboys lot. That fancy sign right there, that's an Energy Star certified. So you're gonna have really good insulation. You're gonna have argon gas treated windows. It's just gonna be a house that works with you rather than working against your checkbook every month for those heating costs. So if you come on inside. Alrighty. So as you walk inside initially, I notice nice open floor concept. That's gonna be one of those kind of 4 things that I talk about that this house really satisfies. Kind of the list of when people come in and say, hey, I need these 4 top things. This house is one of my favorites because it satisfies that. So open floor concept, nice, spacious. Another thing that's a feature to it are these coffered ceilings. So this house comes standard with a 9-foot ceiling, but then you add a coffered ceiling, gives you about that 6 to 8 inches, a little bit extra there. And it really kind of breaks up the look of the room, which I like. It makes it a little bit more breathable and everything like that. You not only notice one of them here, but a second one over the dining room. So it kind of can center your dining room table, but these are options you don't necessarily have to go with. These are just the ones that we picked here. So as you see kind of into the kitchen here, you're gonna notice this bigger island here. Now, the thing I love about this island is there's options here. So how we've done this one traditionally comes with a sink in the island, but not just that, you also have your dishwasher here as well. So if you really, really like to entertain, but you want a little bit more cupboard space, Super Bowl parties, whatever it may be, you can have all of this counter space right here, but you don't have to. That's the nice thing about it. So I've done a bunch of these, and I would say 90% of the time, a lot of people will move them over here, the sink and the dishwasher, because then you get this nice big window right here. And a lot of people like to be doing the dishes or maybe cooking, getting stuff ready when they can kind of look outside and see the whole view. Now, one thing I will say about these appliances. You're gonna notice they're all black, but they don't do that anymore. It's gonna be all stainless steel Samsung appliances. Now, the thing with this island too is we can make it a little bigger. We can shrink it. Like I said, we can take these out. We can even add a microwave spot in it as well. It's up to you. This is just how we've done it for our lot model, but notice how big the countertop space is. And you're gonna have nice little glass tile accents along with the tile backsplash. Now you can always go fancier. You can always make it less fancy. It's up to you. So you're gonna have your convection microwave over the range here. You can leave it just as a stainless steel range instead if you didn't want to put the microwave there. Let's say you wanted the microwave in the island, but you wanted the sink and the dishwasher over here. It's completely doable. You just tell me, I'll make it happen for you. And then as we kind of keep moving over, you're gonna notice two 52-inch cabinets. Now these are plover green cabinets in here, but the nice thing with them, I mean, I would need a step stool to get into about anything I wanna reach, but these ones I would need an escalator to get up there. So it's just a standard too with Golden West, a little bit more cupboard space. They do a lot of these kitchen designs to make the most sense for you, to maximize the value in the kitchen. And the nice thing about it is you can pick and choose. So that's where I really find a lot of value with Golden West especially. This is a side-by-side 26 cubic foot refrigerator. You can go up to 31, 32 cubic foot double French door with the bottom freezer if you want, or you can just take the standard fridge that just has a top freezer and a bottom fridge to it. It's a nice walk-in hidden pantry right here. Couple options on this guy as well. So the nice thing with that is I've always added outlets in there too, but I've also extended that pantry. I've made it longer or wider. It kind of comes down to you and what's gonna fit best for your family. So as we kind of look back to in here, one thing is you can do linoleum all the way throughout if you don't want carpet in your living room. And it also makes it, in my opinion, a little bit more copacetic, but I am not a good interior designer. So I'll tell you that straight up. It is your house, you pick and choose. It comes with an entertainment center, which is kind of nice. One thing is it gives you kind of some shadow boxes, but it gives you a lot more cupboard space. You know, and then that way too, when we do the entertainment center, I always have the factory put a data box behind it. What a data box is basically like your cable hookup and then an additional outlet for your TVs to hook up, your gaming system, whatever it may be. It just makes it look a lot more aesthetically pleasing rather than a bunch of wires running out. So they think of that a little bit ahead of time. But if you don't want the entertainment center, you don't have to do it. By all means, if you have some nice piece of furniture that you know your grandma has passed down to you guys and you want it to be there underneath your TV to sit on, whatever that may be, you can choose it. Anything you choose not to go with, you'll get a little bit money back on it, but I've had it about 50-50 where people want to go with the entertainment center, some people don't want to. The house I'm working on right now, they chose not to go with the entertainment center, but because they put a fire stove here in the living room. Fire stove is huge, not only because it looks nice, but if your power goes out, you have heat. You're not left high and dry. That's one thing that the Golden West offers really well. And so another thing too that you can do with this entertainment center is you can put an electric fireplace in there as well. You can either do a ceramic or a palisade set. So your fireplace would come in right here, and it's not that expensive to put that in, which is nice because they recognize the value of the entertainment center, and all you're doing is just putting in a fireplace where the cabinets are. So most of the construction's already done. It's just an insert they have to put in there. So it saves you some money off that front end of it. Absolutely. So one thing too that you'll see in this living room are fans. And outside when we were walking around, I was talking about how I really think some upgrades are incredibly worth it. Then others, it's up to you. Fans are one of them. They're really, really cheap to put in, but we can also just wire and brace a spot for a fan. So if you don't like the look of the factory fans that they have to offer, you can always choose your own. Earlier, I was talking about the kind of hidden gems to this floor plan. Each room, as promised, I said kind of has a hidden gem. So here in the living room, I consider the hidden gem is going to be these coffered ceilings. And look how spacious it is. Sometimes when you walk into a living room, there's a hard corner, hard corner, hard corner, and it feels a little boxy. This living room really grants a lot of flow to the main traffic space of the layout here. So you're going to have coffered ceiling up there, of course, and then coffered ceiling over your dining room. So standard 9-foot tall ceilings, right? That's great. But then you add in that coffered and it even elevates that value a little bit more. And then another thing about this kitchen, other than that hidden pantry, which is the hidden gem, the fact that you can put a sliding glass door here or a double French door. And it's great because these windows are nice and big, they open up. But if you want that barbecue on the porch right next to the kitchen, you know, we put on a gable, that way you can put a covered awning on there. But then this way you can go out, run out, come back. It's just allows a little bit more flow to the life here. We're gonna go back to the primary bedroom here. One thing to this is like a 15 by 12.5 foot room, I believe. So it's a little bit more spacious, but it doesn't take away from the rest of the house. Sometimes, you know, it's great to have a huge primary bedroom, but you don't realize the cost of it. You're sometimes taking away square footage from the living room. Sometimes you're eating all the square footage in the bathroom. This house is really well balanced as far as sizes. It's never too small, it's never too big per room. One thing that I will tell you is pretty big is that the primary walk-in wardrobe right here. If you follow me, so naturally, as you start, it's a little narrow. You got your wire racks. I always put wood racks on there when you go to order, but then nice big open closet. Now, if you're watching the video and you're like, that's not big enough, Tad, I don't know what you're talking about. The reason I say this is because we can make it bigger. We can blow out this wall and push it back so you can have a lot bigger. But you have to keep in mind too, your walk-in pantry is right around here. But let's say, Tad, I don't care about closet space. I have enough. I take over my kids' closets. They're good. You want more pantry space? You can extend the walk-in pantry all the way like this. So then that way you have even more. If you have a really big family and you gotta prep your food, it's a great option. And it's not that expensive, which is the best part. So you can blow it out this way, make a bigger walk-in pantry when you take a right in it, or you can make it bigger just straight up as you walk in. It's really up to you. Another great thing, you always have choices here. I would always do a wood rack instead of wire racks just because I don't like wire racks. But it's not that much of an upgrade, which is kind of nice. And if you follow me, we're gonna take a look at this primary bathroom. Before you start thinking anything, you have plenty of options to do. This is just how we set it up for our lot model. So you're gonna have the Glamour bath is what they call it. Little bit extended countertops here. You're gonna have 2 lavy sinks as well. And then you're gonna have this medicine cabinet. It's been about 50-50 with people. Sometimes people really like it, sometimes people don't. It's easy enough to take out or to even make it bigger. Now, as you look just in the whole shot, you're gonna have a 72-inch freestanding tub here. There's 3 different tub options. So if you're tub people, don't fret, we can always make it bigger. We can change it to a corner tub, or you can do a Permalux tub, one that's kind of built for you to really sit into. Now for this lot model, we set this guy up with a 1-piece fiberglass 60-inch shower. Now the nice thing with this 1-piece is no leaks, which is huge, because sometimes factories will want to do the 3-piece and you'd have lines here where you'd have to caulk and constantly reseal, but with the 1-piece, you're not worried about it. However, I have made this different where if someone is like, you know, I'm not really into the bathtub, we take out the bathtub and then we move the shower over here, change the window naturally, but you can do a big spa shower in there. You can do a great big tile shower as well. You can even do a shower with a bench in there. It's up to you. That's the nice thing, again, I'll say about Golden West, is they just have so many options. So it's really easy for me personally, if someone comes and say, hey, these are the 3-4 things I really want, we can usually make it happen. And it never happens as good as it does with this Cottonwood floor plan. It's really easy to move things around and just make sure it is exactly what you want. So one other thing that I've kind of done for a customer recently was they wanted to do a special needs shower where that tub is. So they wanted to have grab bars. They wanted a roll-in shower for their mother-in-law. But they asked, well, what are we going to do with this empty space behind the door if we move the shower over there? What we did is we added an additional countertop here. We did a base cabinet here. And then we put kind of an open area so she can put her dirty clothes for laundry, and she can have a little bit of a get ready room right there. So she put her makeup on there. You know, she's installing a huge mirror right there. So she has a little bit more choice. That's the thing, is the choice is huge with this Cottonwood floor plan. So as I said before, each room's got a hidden gem. This one isn't so hidden because it's kind of screaming at you. These nice big windows, again, 36 by 80 inch windows. You can choose to make them smaller. You can choose to kind of push them apart if you want. But the hidden gem for me in this room specifically are those windows and that big walk-in wardrobe. You can really kind of choose. Now, one thing too I should mention, with those coffered ceilings, if you want, you know, that same kind of effect of breaking it up, making it even more breathable, you can put a coffered ceiling in here in this primary bedroom, and you can put a fan in it, just like the one that you saw in the living room. You can put in here, so it really adds a little bit more feel to it, a little bit more openness to it as well. So imagine just two big windows and that big open coffered ceiling. It's really going to take this room up to another level. It's not just a box anymore. You have a little bit of character to it, which is all you can really ask for out of a primary bedroom. There's 4 hidden gems for me personally in this house. We've covered that walk-in hidden pantry. We've got that huge walk-in wardrobe. And then we also have kind of the open floor plan. I shouldn't consider a hidden gem, but let's go ahead and do it. My other hidden gem, if you want to follow me all the way to the back here, it's going to be this mudroom. So if you notice when we were walking around outside and I said, hey, look at that 9-light door. Pretty neat stuff. This is what I was referring to. Now this is a bigger mudroom, but there's a lot of options to this mudroom. A couple things I've done before is I've added a folding table that comes all the way out, lines it down, and then you have base and overhead cabinets. I've even added a locker stall in here, so if your kids come in after a muddy day at school, they can put their boots away, hang up their jackets, and put their mitts above. So again, definitely take a look at the list of options on our website for this Golden West product, because it'll show you everything you can do to the mudroom. We've put utility sinks in here. I've added another row of windows up here so you can really see outside, and it just makes it a little bit more breathable. But the nice thing, how we've kind of set this lot model up for the Cottonwood, we've left it a little bit bare bones, so you can really choose what to go with. Another thing that I've done with this too, I've had someone who processes a lot of like wild game, and so they added a really, really big window on this side, and that way they were able to take in the game, and they had a whole processing station here too. They even had chest freezers lined back, so we can put a freezer receptacle in that's protected on its own breaker. So if your power goes out, or if, let's say, someone was using 6 blow dryers at once and it popped the breaker, it's not going to pop that freezer breaker. So it's just about options on this floor plan. That's probably why it's one of my favorites. Another thing about this mudroom here, utility room, your furnace and water heater are in here. Now, I know I've spoken till I'm blue in the face about the eBuilt programs for Golden West. That's one thing that keeps this room really, really dry as well. So you're gonna have a hybrid water heater. You get a heat pump with it, and that way it saves you about 50% on your heating costs. Now, how they kind of designed it, at least for us in the Spokane Valley, they wanted to design this really up-to-date heating system to spend about $100 a month on energy costs. Of course, that changes with the size of the house. It changes, you know, if you have a bunch of kids and you're always running something. But the nice thing with the system is they all work in conjunction off one each other. Your hybrid water heater, your furnace, and your heat pump outside. So you're not just running that furnace 24/7 to try and make enough energy to either heat or cool the house. Everything kind of works in tandem with one another. It's by far the best energy savings program I've seen from any of the factories, so hats off to you, Golden West. This is one of those things where Golden West is kind of planned ahead of time for you. So if you take a look at this breaker panel, you have all of these empty slots. Now this could be for your garage, this could even be for solar panels that you put in. So this house comes designed with the idea in mind that your family's going to grow into it. It's not a final product once you receive it. You can always kind of go on there, especially with all of the warranties that the house comes with. You're not, you know, in danger of adding something and then decreasing the value of your home. So now we're going to jump into the second and third bedroom. This bedroom is a nice fair size. It's got a nice big window. Of course, we can add another window to it. This bedroom is right around 138, 140 square feet. But the way that we've added the stretch onto this specific model, we put most of the stretch into that walk-in pantry. So let's say, you know, Tat, this isn't big enough for my kids. They're going to have a hay fit with me. we can add the stretch to these bedrooms and make them a little bit longer and bigger. And as well as this walk-in kind of closet right here, we can make it bigger if you'd like. Bedroom number 2, just about the same size, maybe a tad bigger, not by much though. Another walk-in closet right here for you as well. And let's say, I've done this before, but let's say I love this floor plan. I don't need those 2 bedrooms. Can I just make one big guest bedroom? Absolutely. We can blow out this wall and make it one big bedroom and add a bigger walk-in wardrobe to it as well. It's really whatever your needs are. Golden West and the Homeboys can kind of customize and get it just about right for you. So formally, when you kind of look at the floor plan on our website, it's at 56 foot. We didn't add a stretch to it, but this is just another one of those things of the hidden gems. You're gonna see an extra storage component right here, coat closet, linen closet, whatever it may be, and then another storage guy right there for you. And they're all right next to these bedrooms. So if your kids do need a little bit more room, it's already designed to have it, and we can add more as well. But the nice thing, it comes standard with that. So you can really kind of grow into the house. You're not really stuck per bedroom. And right here is going to be the guest bathroom. Now this one has the one-piece fiberglass shower tub combo that I told you about. Again, it's great because you're not going to have leaks. You're not worried about those corner points where the shower meets up. You don't have to re-caulk it. You don't have to yell at your husband 24/7 to do something he promised 2 weeks ago. This already comes out with peace of mind on it. And so this is a pretty standard setup too. You're going to have a row of 4 drawers and then a base cabinet right there. One thing that we've done to this, and I would suggest, is putting that XL one-piece shower tub combo for that fiberglass, just because it makes that base a little bit wider, especially if you have young kids and you're trying to bathe them and stuff. More space is always a little bit better. But this here, we have outlets right here. You can always add more outlets, so it would fit your family. One thing that comes with that eBuilt program is this EcoBee thermostat. So it's programmable. You can select it for when you actually get home, for the house to be cold or hot, whatever you choose, and when you're away, so you're not wasting that energy efficiency. Another thing with the eBuilt program, because this house comes so well insulated, by law they have to have a whole house ventilation switch. It's normal practice just to flip it on once a week. It does not make much of any sound whatsoever. It's not a huge drawback, but with that practice, having such a well insulated house, you need to have an additional fan system just to keep things moving. Alrighty, so we're gonna start kind of discussing some options. As I've said throughout this whole tour, there's so many options, and you can find the full list of options. So there's the standard base price right there. And then these are all the options that we've done specifically to this lot model. The nice thing about these options is we don't upcharge anything you want to put in your house. So you can see on our website too, if you hit that list of options, we're able to take the factory list of options with the factory pricing and put it on there. And so with this house, we have roughly about 30,000 worth of upgrades that we've done to it, that we've chosen for this specific lot model. You never have to do any of them. You could also do 300 of them. It's completely up to your choice. Nice thing, and one, it makes my job easier, that we can just take the factory pricing and put it there. There's no bait and switch. There's no extra upcharges or anything like that with what you want to do to your house. So our price, as always said, includes delivery and set within 100 miles. So you'd see the standard base price of the floor plan right up there. And then you'd basically see it right here with everything all together. The only thing that price isn't including is just going to be sales tax, which is nice because, yeah, you might look at these videos, shoot, you might even come down to the lot and say, well, yeah, but what's the actual price at the end? This is the actual price minus sales tax. You can really kind of customize it. Now we've added that 4-foot stretch, but you can take it to a 6-foot stretch if you need. But sometimes people will look at it and they're like, well, this is just the right size, or maybe it's a little bit too small. So we can add that stretch to kind of give you that additional square footage where you choose, as long as both sides add up. Now, one thing too on our lot is we have a home here called the Giant Sequoia. It's one of my favorites. It's 30 by 76. It's a really, really big boy. That is like the giant brother to this Cottonwood specifically. So if you love the look of the Giant Sequoia, you love the openness of it, but you don't really want to pay for that big of a footprint, the Cottonwood has always been my go-to. just because it's not a small house by any means, but it satisfies everything that, you know, those bigger, fancier houses have, but in just a little bit of a smaller footprint. But like I said, you don't have to choose this footprint that we went with. You can make it bigger if you'd like, or you could just go with the standard 56 foot in length footprints. It's completely up to you. One of the biggest similarities between this Cottonwood and the Giant Sequoia, other than it being from Golden West and the eBuilt program, is you're going to have that primary bedroom on one side and you're going to have those additional bedrooms on the other side. So you can keep your kind of privacy over here. The best part about it, in both of them, that kitchen is right off the primary bedroom. So you can sneak your snacks without waking up the whole family. You don't have to walk all the way across to see it. Another thing that I actually really enjoy is the fact that the mudroom or the utility room is on the end of the house. So if you wanted to make it garageable, there's your option right there. You don't have to put a garage halfway in the middle of your house, where some floor plans do kind of sponsor that utility room on the front or mid section of the house. It's nice to have them separated. So another floor plan that we have here on our lot, which is a crowd favorite, is the Clover. So it's that farmhouse kind of from farmhouse feel from Fleetwood. One big difference that this Cottonwood has compared to that Clover is the separation of the primary bedroom being on one side and the guest bedrooms on the other. Another thing is the ceiling height. In this one, it comes standard with a 9-foot ceiling, whereas in the Clover, it's about 8.5-foot ceilings. But then to even make that hit home even harder, we had coffered ceilings to this one. So it brings that kind of difference up even more so. Offers a little bit more breathableness, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, if you love the Clover, I'm not talking smack, but I think this house has a little bit more of a breathing quality to it. It's a little bit more open. I think the flow kind of makes a little bit more sense as well. I've sold this Cottonwood over 10 times, I think, and the main reason why it's one of the best sellers is because of those options and choices. So as far as the different kind of families and different somewhat lifestyles people have picked this Cottonwood for, because it can fit what they're looking for. It's great to be able to move that tub out of the way, put a bigger shower there. Another thing, like I said, even in the Glamour bath behind that door, we wanted to put extra shelving there. She wanted to have a little bit more cupboard space. She kind of wanted a get ready desk as well. So it really, really works well with your families. And one thing I've even had someone do recently is they've blown out that big walk-in wardrobe and they've added like a small guest room in there, or an office too. So it's wide enough, but we can make it wider if you want to. The fact that it's customizable and it's easy to customize. You're not going to be looking at a huge engineering cost or, 3-4 weeks added onto the build time because you decided to move some stuff around. Now, don't go crazy by any means, but you can still, there's just so many options that you can customize with that makes it fit your family's lifestyle and what you're looking for exactly. So that was it for the Cottonwood today. I invite you to come on down to the Spokane Valley, to our lot here for the homeboys, and look at the Cottonwood yourself. And of course, look at all the other floor plans that we have here, but 7 days a week, 9 to 5, no appointment necessary. Come take a look for yourself.